Hello, Mr. Switzerland. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you. Happy Wednesday. Is it still Wednesday there in Switzerland? I have no idea what the time difference is between the United States and Switzerland. I have no idea. But whatever time it is, whether it's Wednesday or whether it's Thursday, fantastic. I'm glad you're doing fantastic. I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. A wonderful, wonderful week. That's why it's Wednesday Wonderland. Like, we are 2 weeks and 1 day away from Christmas, 2 weeks away from Christmas Eve. So I hope you guys are ready. For those of you who are planning on having big celebrations, I hope that you're ready. I hope that you're excited. Pretty much I know that you are, because if you're having a big celebration, that's pure excitement, right? Hey, Wave! Hey, Wave! Yes, it is. It is. Oh, 11:49 p.m. Gotcha. So yeah, it's almost Thursday. You know, I was about to say, I bet you it's Thursday morning, so we would have been a little bit early. But you guys are almost about to welcome Thursday in. How are you doing, Wave? Hey, sis. Hey. Listen, I saw you a little while ago. It wasn't too long ago, but it wasn't real recent. So, you know, I got to come over there and check on you, because you know how these notifications are. I've come to realize that a lot of times we fuss. That's good way. We fuss about the notifications, but it's like I keep telling people, if you are subscribed to a lot of people, I don't think it's any way possible our feeds can handle notifying us about everybody. So, but listen, I know you be on the move, okay? I so love that about you. You're always out somewhere doing something good. You're always out somewhere doing something good. And just doing amazing things. So I come over there, but I tend to catch you, because you usually, when you do go live, if I'm not mistaken, it's usually in the morning time. It's usually during the mornings. And I tend to catch you, and if I miss you, I always catch the replay. So I'm glad you're doing good. So glad to hear that you're doing good. It's always nice to see a nice, positive person in the chat. An amazing person. What's your next venture? If you don't want to stay on here, trust me, I believe you. But I know that you have something planned nice. I know that you have something planned that is nice. And I hope that you guys, for those of you who have the holiday blues, listen, I can't tell you to shake out of it. And I know you probably get tired of people telling you to shake out of it. That's easy to say. That's kind of like the first thing you want to say, because you do want people to shake out of it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to come to the understanding and the realization that sometimes hearing shake out of it makes a person feel like, well, they know you probably don't understand, because each of us have our own battles, our own stories. But it kind of makes you feel like their situation makes them feel like their situation is being diminished, or even not diminished, kind of just, how do you say it? The intent is not to cause harm. The intent is positive. You don't want to see somebody moody, sad, and down and depressed. But when you say shake it off or shake out of it, even though the intent is positive and good, to that person, it could come off as being a little bit demeaning, or like you don't understand the seriousness of it. And let me tell you something. We do not have to understand people's situations. We do not have to know their situations in order to understand that they are serious, right? So you can say shake it off or kind of tell people to come up out of that, but you need to say something else. You need to say something else, right? Because you don't want them to feel, yes, Lord, I think we need to, if we're going to say something like that, we're going uphill, y'all. So, hey, listen, we walk and talk up the hill and we keep it pushing. We keep it pushing because we imagine the pulley pulling us up the hill. We imagine ourselves, well, we are pushing ourselves, right? Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Pushing, pulling, tugging. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep striving. Keep walking. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Until you get up that hill. And if you can walk and talk, that is a great sign of your fitness level. If you can walk and sing, just don't try to do things that cause overexertion. Okay? You want to work your body, but make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, but don't overexert your body. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much, Lord. Stay safe. See you next time. Thank you so much for dropping in. All right? I appreciate you. Good conversation. Thank you. So, a lot of times people, they want to hear, they want to hear a little bit more than shake out of it. People want to hear more than that. It's easier to say. Telling somebody to shake it off, shake out of it, that's easier said than done. That kind of diminishes their situation. You got to give them a little bit more than that. You got to give them a little bit more understanding than that. Even though you may not understand, at minimum, you can understand that they're kind of, down. Maybe out, maybe not. Hopefully not. But just kind of down. Thank you, Lord, for stopping in. I got two L's. L and L. LL. Lord and love. My sis Wave came in. I appreciate it. Lord came in from Switzerland. So glad to have him. And it is hump day. Wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I'm calling it Wonderland Wednesday. Wonderland Wednesday. Look at there. What is that? See? Christmas trees. You know the artificial Christmas trees? Somebody pulled their Christmas tree out of the closet. Out of the closet. We got Christmas trees. Parts of Christmas trees out here. Or maybe they were pulling it home, taking it out of the trunk, and a piece fell out. Hey, Shawanda. Hey, Shawanda. Hey, everybody just passing through in the YouTube streets. Just want to say hello. Hey, Shawanda, how are you? Happy Wednesday. Happy, wonderful Wednesday. Happy Wonderland Wednesday. Listen, it's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. We got 2 weeks and 1 day. What's that, 15 days till Christmas? 14 days till Christmas Eve. And 1 day to Shawanda's birthday, y'all. So everybody has that holiday, their birthday, right? I don't know why I always ask you to do a Q&A or add a Q&A sticker. As soon as I said that, they took it down. That was good timing, wasn't it? As soon as I said that, they took it down. That was good timing. So I hope you guys are having, again, a wonderful Wednesday. A wonderful Wednesday Wonderland. A wonderful, wonderful Wonderland Wednesday. However you want to, whichever one sounds best to you. I just hope it's wonderful. Hope you're excited. Hope you're ready, preparing for the holidays. And if you don't celebrate the holidays, guess what? You don't have to even let us know that. You don't even have to let us know that. Y'all, you get tired of running into the Debbie Downers, right? You get tired of running into the Debbie Downers that tell you they don't celebrate the holidays. They give you the same reasons why. They don't go into a very, very in-depth um, explanation of why. It's just the general, oh, it's a pagan holiday, yada, 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 yada. Okay, well, if that's your explanation, we already understand it. We get it. Okay, we get it. But for those who want to have fun and a good time, happy holidays. Those who truly know the reason for the season, happy holidays. And for those who say that that's why they don't celebrate it because they know the reason, and they just mean that they don't celebrate it commercially, happy holidays. Happy holidays. Because they do still celebrate it. They just don't celebrate it commercially. That's understandable. Whichever category you fall in, it's understandable. But don't fall into the category of being a Debbie Downer, a negative Nancy when it comes to the holidays. Okay? Okay? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. I had 3 people come in here, so that's 3 thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know I appreciate the thumbs up. But more importantly, some people just don't like to do that. So I don't just berate people about that. I appreciate what you do. It could be the thumbs up. It could be stopping by for a second or two, a few, right? A second or two or few, right? A second or two or few. Few is at least 3. Kind of like several. Several is at least 3, right? So for however long you stop by, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. And if you gave me a thumbs up, thank you for that. And if you didn't, you still appreciate it because you stopped by. There are so many different ways to support people or to show that you see them. Okay? So whatever way you did it, whether you stopped by and just looked, whether you stopped for a second when you were scrolling, whether you hung out in the chat, whether you commented, especially if you commented, because you stopped, you took the time to type, okay? So that's enough, right? That's enough. It doesn't really matter how long a person stays, just as long as they stay. A lot of times people say that they don't care about how long people stay, but they do because every time you turn around, it's like a weekly discussion. So they do care. So we're going to talk over the music because you know how they are about the music, right? So we do not own the rights to that music. YouTube, okay? We do not own the rights to that music. We do not. They're just playing. Because maybe they're in the holiday season, okay? Maybe they're just having a little fun. All right, that's just what people do when they're at home. They're getting off work. You can tell he's getting off work. He's got a little pep in his step, even after a long day of work. And looking at his uniform, I would think he does hard work, okay? Now, sometimes the uniform doesn't mean anything. You can go to work and hardly work, right? You can go to work and work hard. And people love to say, don't work hard, work smart. Just because you're working hard doesn't mean you're not working smartly, okay? It's cute to say, but after a while it starts to look a little, how would we say? It doesn't make sense. If you have the opportunity to go to work and work smartly without working hard, great. But just because a person is working hard doesn't mean they're not smart. That's probably the reason they're working hard. Mental stress on a person at work is something else. It could be physical, it could be mental. Mental work stress, the mental stress of your job, sometimes that's why those people get paid the big bucks. The physical stress, the strenuous stress of your job, sometimes that's why people get paid the big bucks. You just never know. You never know. You never know. So smart people tend to work hard. That's just something that's usually embedded in them. Because smart people like to do a good job. They like to do whatever the job is that they have. They like to do a good job. So it's just embedded into some of us to work hard. Whether your job is easy, you can have an easy job and still work hard, right? Make sure that everything is just right. Everything is as it should be. And some jobs just aren't hard. You know, those people get lucky. They get a job that's just not hard. They're the smartest people in the world. They lucked up and got a job that just wasn't hard. But whatever type of job you do, whatever your career is, put your all into it, okay? The jobs that you do for someone else, the jobs that you do for yourself, if you're self-employed, if you're employed through your family and friends, you're supposed to take the same energy. Listen, look, pay attention to what I say. You are supposed to take the same energy into a job for your family and friends that you take to a job for someone you don't know. Hey, Georgia girl. Georgia girl says, hi, host and chat. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wonderland Wednesday. Georgia girl, happy Wonderland Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day, y'all. Don't push it. Don't rush it. Christmas is 15 days away. 2 weeks and 1 day. Christmas Eve is 2 weeks away. Okay? Shawanda's birthday is tomorrow. So you guys should support. It doesn't matter if you give her $1, okay? If you give her $1, whatever you want to give her, if 5 people give her $1, $ Shawanda Williams, okay? If 5 people give her $1, she can probably buy the the holiday drink at Starbucks. Because y'all stuff's so expensive, it doesn't make any sense. Yep, it is. Georgia girl says, happy birthday, Shawanda. She probably gone, Georgia girl. Shawanda let me tell you something. Shawanda be in these YouTube streets and she be flying. She be flying. But Shawanda gonna remind us, because I remember Shawanda's birthday is in December. For some reason, I always want to say December like 8th or something like that. I think a single digit. But I think I'm gonna remember from that. I'm gonna remember because she said it's December 11th. So I always think it's a single digit, but at least I probably more or less think it's the 10th or 11th, but her birthday is the 11th. Happy birthday, Shawanda. Y'all know I always post happy birthday to whatever month it is. So I did my happy birthday post to all those born in December, whether you are Sagittarius or Capricorn, because you know, Sag, they bring it in, right? Capricorns take it on out into January. Capricorns take it on out into January. I have to remember that because I have a lot of family members and friends born in December. And I have to listen. You say something about a Sag and they're a Capricorn, they're going to correct you real quick. You say something about a Capricorn, I'm like, girl, I'm all December. I ain't at the end of December. I be like, cool down, calm down. They claiming that Sag. A Sag does not want to be called a Capricorn, and a Capricorn does not want to be called a Sag. I think all of us are like that with our signs, okay? And y'all know we have the battle of the signs in the month. I have my family and friends in December. They be like, well, Sagittarius, they own most of the month. And I be like, that's okay. The Capricorn's still born in the month of December. And guess what? They're going to own most of January. They're going to own most of January. So what now? Georgia girl says, Capricorn, mine is 27 days. Georgia girl, you counting down too? You counting down too? Listen, y'all know I tell you, cherish each and every day. Slow down. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, okay? Especially once you get past 40. Yes, you wish, hope, pray for a long life. So just pump your brakes and enjoy, relish it. Because when you're about 40 and you look back over your life, in your 20s, not everybody in their 20s, but a lot of us were just kind of having fun, raising our kids, having kids. In your 30s, you're still raising them. Because if you had one at 20, they're only 10 when you're 30, right? They may be 15 when you're 35. So you're teenagers. So in your 30s and early 40s, you got these teenagers. Next thing you know, you're 45. And you're like, hold up. Hold up, hold up. 5 years ago, you were 40. 5 years from now, you will be 50. Slow your roll, pump your brakes, okay? Enjoy your birthdays, but soak up each and every day. Relish it, don't rush it. Y'all know the R words over here, right? That's two R words. Relish it, but don't rush it, okay? All right? Because I'm telling you, you're in your teens, your late teens, and your early 20s, you're having these babies. Some of us still having them in our 30s. Nowadays, you got women having babies in 40s up to 50s. 52, I think, some of them. So listen, well, imagine having it at 52 instead of 22. My God Almighty, you're 62 years old, your baby is 10. When you're 72, your baby's 20. You won't be extremely old. You won't be extremely old, so there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you have a baby at 52, that's what God saw fit for you, right? Georgia Girl says, I'm here multitasking, listening. I enjoyed the concert. You enjoyed the concert? Everybody enjoys that concert. The Monica and Brandy concert is a good concert. They get the special guests that come out. Everybody usually likes the guests that come out. I know 50 came out. They've been having a lot of big names to come out as their guests. So they've been putting on a good concert. And so that's the best concert. That's the best kind of concert to go to. When you have two really popular people who have done really well in the industry. And then when they have a guest and you don't know who to expect, and the guest is somebody most people love too. So they've been putting on a good concert. I felt like you would enjoy that concert because that's a good concert. So yes, take it one day at a time, y'all. One step, keep going. Keep going now. Don't slump. Keep going, but relish. Okay, relish your time. Okay, cherish your time. Enjoy it. Again, you're in your 20s. You're having babies. By the time you get in your mid-30s, your late 30s, you're still having babies, or some of you may have teens. In your 40s, you definitely have teens, or they're starting to go off to college. And the next thing you know, like I said, you look back, you're like, I was just 40. 5 years from now, I'll be 50. Okay? It flies by. Now you always understand more what your parents and grandparents are talking about when you get to those stages where they were. Right? Yes, it was star-studded. Yes, that concert, The Boys Mind Tour, it's been very, very, very star-studded. Very star-studded. Those make the greatest concerts. You just never know who to expect. You know the two headliners are going to be there, or the headliner. And then when they bring out really popular guests you can rock with, those are great concerts. Great concerts. So, they got their music right there. Let me turn around right here. Now I come back. So relish your days, okay? And like I said, as you get older, like they say, time flies by. Life it flies, okay? And you're thinking like 10 years is not a long time. When you look at the big picture, 10 years is not a long time. It's not. So I used to always think when I was a kid, like, okay, 10 years isn't that long. To a kid, sometimes it seemed long. But when I started to get older, like a teenager, when I say a kid, I'm thinking like 15, 16. I'm like, okay, 10 years ago I was 5, I was just starting school, and I'm still in school, and I still got some time to go in school. So it didn't seem like it was that long. But then you think about it, once you hit like 20, 21, you're about to wrap up college, or you're in college, especially if you're gonna get a master's degree or a PhD, you're starting to get in these relationships, get married, or not, but you have kids. So by the time your child is 10, if you had them at 18, you're 28, maybe 30 if you have them at 20. Now they're becoming a teenager. So you got to deal with a teenager, in your 30s, and maybe some smaller kids. So I'm telling you, in your 40s, those older kids, the older kids start to help you when they get like 5 or 6, especially if you have 1 or 2-year-olds coming behind them. But you're in your 40s, you're raising teenagers anywhere probably from 5 to teens, or maybe even your child is just not entering college. Like if you're 40 and they're like 18, you had them at 22, you're in your 40s. look back and you think, geez, 20s flew by, 30s flew by, and now I'm in my 40s with like adult children who are technically grown. If they're 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, they're starting college. And if you're like 40, you could have like a 5-year-old, have them at 35, right? 2-year-old, have them at 38. And then next thing you know, you're 45. That kid is about to graduate college and you're almost 50. So relish, okay? Soak up the time. Take it slowly. Enjoy it. And a lot of us get it quick. A lot of us are old souls. When our parents and grandparents tell us about it, we get it. Some of us, we don't get it until we hit 40, okay? You be like, dang, 20s and 30s ain't that far ago, because you're still thinking about it as a person who was 70 is old. Well, think about it. If you're 40, 20 years ago you were 20. 20 years from now, and you saw how fast that went by. 20 years from now, you'll be 60. So you'll be headed into your seventh decade. You'll be 60 something working for it, right? It flies by. So I think many of us around our 40s and 50s, we get it if we didn't get it before, and we start to kind of pump the brakes, slow it down. The small kids that we may still have, or if we have those in their 20s, the grandkids that they're giving us, we start to, tell them don't grow up so fast, because the faster they grow, what? The older you grow. The faster they grow, the older you grow. See, then they're in their beginning stages of life. So it's not phasing them right now. And then you think about it, you're like, okay, you're 50 years old, or you're 40 years old, you're 50 years old. You were just in college. You see some of you have your class reunions and your college reunions, and you see each other aging. Some look great. Some look their age. I'll say that. But the thing about it is, you think, where did the time go? From 12th grade to 40, from 18 to 40, that's 28 years. So over 28, not even 30 full years, 28 year span, you've had kids, and you may have a grandkid or two, or a child that's about to have one or something. So just kind of, love life, live life, but don't always say, oh, today Monday. Love on Monday. Love on Sunday. George Girl says, time not waiting on no one. I'll be 57 with a 36-year-old and 28-year-old, 4 grands. I feel truly blessed. George Girl, that is a true blessing. And it just seems like when you look back over time, you're wondering like, okay, you're 57, so you have a 36-year-old. That means you had her at 21. Or him so that's not her or him at 21. So it wasn't that long ago, but then now your child is in their 30s. And it's like, where did the time fly? Because we weren't always adults. The first, 10 years of life, you're definitely a little kid. And then 10 to 20, you're growing up, but you're still a kid. So you're thinking, okay, 20. Even though you've probably done 2 years of college, like you see a lot of these athletes and stuff like that in college. And then the next thing you know, you hear about them retiring. Some of them maybe only played ball for 10 years or so. But they were in college 10, 12 years ago. You were watching them on the college football field. And now you're in your 40s. So they were like maybe 20 then, kind of like some of your older kids' age. And they're talking about they're retiring from the sport. So it just, it just flies by. Like you said, it does not wait. It flies by. And so much happens. So much happens. When you look back, you're kind of amazed at how much happened, right? You're kind of amazed about how much happened. So I'm about to get out of here, guys. I got my lights on, okay? I got my lights on my head. I got my flashlights burning so they can see me. Because when you're out at night, you gotta what? You gotta be careful. You gotta keep your head on the swivel. It doesn't matter if you're in a safe area, a well-known area. You have got to be safe. Keep your head on the swivel. Let your family and friends know what you're doing, where you are, especially if you're out and about, whether you're out walking, exercising, or whether you're out shopping, especially this time of the year. And guys, be careful. There are so many scams right now. There are so many scams. I just had a friend whose bank account was wiped. Okay? Bank account was wiped out. One of his bank accounts was wiped out. So there's really nothing you can do about that when people do that. Be safe. Good seeing you. Thank you, Georgia girl. Good seeing you too. Oh, let me see somebody. Did I miss that? Oh, yes, I was 20, had my daughter 29, with my son at 45. I had a miscarriage. Geez, I would have had a 14-year-old. And see, in the miscarriage, I hate that that happened. I truly hate that that happened. But for you, does it feel like it was 14 years ago? Does it feel like it was 14 years ago? It's like, it just flies. We're looking at these children, they're 2 and 3. Then they're like 5 and 6. And see, and the schools don't do us any favors. Because every time you turn around, they're having a graduation. When we got out of kindergarten, guess what? We went to first grade. Now, I can understand a kindergarten graduation because, you know, that's that first full year of elementary school, and you want to let them know, hey, see, you did it. Now you got a few more years to go. You got 12 more to go, because when you include kindergarten, that's 13. So you got 12 more years to go. But the first year was a big accomplishment. You did it. So I can see that. But now they got kids graduating from the 5th grade because they're going to junior high. From junior high because they're going to high school. So by the time they graduate high school, they've had about, kindergarten, primary graduation, graduate from junior high. They're on their 4th graduation. So they it's almost like everybody getting a trophy. Sometimes they kind of they make things kind of fly by. They take the fun out of it sometimes. You know, there's nothing wrong with patting kids on the back, celebrating milestones. Getting out of kindergarten, that's your first full year of elementary school. Great. I can see those graduations. You got the little babies, little kids, little 4 or 5-year-olds. Even maybe preschool, because preschool, you're like, okay, you're about to get in school. Some people don't go to preschool. So I can see elementary school, you're in the kindergarten, they give a graduation. But then they give a graduation from, and I understand the reason for all of it. It makes sense. Okay, you're in the 5th grade. You know you stopped taking naps in the kindergarten at first. Y'all have been taking naps ever since. But now we're going to expect you to be able to carry more of a workload with your homework and things like that. You go into 6th grade, right? But then you graduate 8th grade and go to high school. It's like every time you turn around, it's a graduation, a graduation, a graduation. And it seems like to me sometimes stuff like that time is going to go the way time is going to go. But it just seems like some of those things kind of push it. And by the time they get ready to graduate high school, some of these kids, they don't even look forward to a high school graduation. It does not been time been flying. Child, Boosie a handful. I would be about crazy. Ooh. Imagine your baby with Boosie. Yes, they have a lot of ceremonies. And like I said, I understand why. I do understand the idea of them. So I wouldn't say don't do them. But you know, back in the day, we didn't graduate from kindergarten. I think we may have graduated from 5th grade because we were going into junior high. And we know we were going to have to, even though 6th graders are kind of like the babies of junior high, they expected a little bit more out of you. You know, they get you prepared to change classes and stuff like that in the 4th and 5th grade. But in the 6th grade, depending on where you live and what school you're in, you may change classes like 4 times. And it may be for like an hour and 20 minutes at a time. But like in elementary school, you usually change class and it's be 40, 45 minutes. You know, and you're all in the same little cluster of the school, the little cubby of the school. So you just walk right across the circle to your next class, or you go back to your homeroom class, or you go over to science when you leave math, and your homeroom teacher's right there if you need her, you know? So I can kind of see the graduation. I understand it from kindergarten. I understand it from the 5th grade to, 6th grade. But by the time they have a junior high graduation, by the time the kids get to high school, some of them don't even want to go to graduation because they didn't graduate about 3 or 4 times from something. They don't even want to go. They don't even be wanting to go. And that's the most important one. I'll say from the kindergarten is the most important one because that's your first year of school. You show that you can do it because you got to get prepared to do it whether you want to or not. It shows that you can do it. But then high school, yes, that's definitely the most important one because If you're not 18 when you graduate, you probably soon be turning 18. So you got to get out and you got to go to college or you got to work. Like most parents say, you got to go to college, you got to go to school, you got to work, you got to do one or both. You ain't gonna just be sitting here because you can't go up to the school. But y'all, some of them kids be going back up to the school. Be graduating school, be 18 years old, going back to the school. What you going up there for? When you was up there, you didn't want to be in there. Why are you going up to the school? Because your little girlfriend in 12th grade, wait till you get out of school, wait till you get home. Or if you get off work, as long as you went to work, you can go back up there and walk her home. You can go up there and walk her home. Now, I mean, typo. Let me see. It does not time. Oh, it does now. Time be flying. Okay, okay, okay. I know, Georgia girl. We be typing so fast. Sometimes we don't even catch the typo. Look, I be telling people, I'm sorry, that was a typo. And they'll be like, I know what you meant. Or they'll be like, girl, I ain't even see you. They'll be like, I ain't even catch you. Because it's something else when you're trying to type on these phones. Girl, these, what, so-called smartphones. It's something else when you're trying to type on the smartphone. Sometimes you type it the right way, the correct way, and the phone messes it up. I think they have kindergarten, 6th grade, 9th grade, 12th grade. See? Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Like I said, I understand the premise behind them. Kindergarten, that's that first full year of elementary school. It's good to have a graduation. Let them know you can do it because you got to do it. You got to go 12 more years. And then by the time they graduate the 5th grade, because they're about to go into junior high, 6, 7, and 8, you're like, listen, you're not little anymore. You're still a kid. We're still going to love on you. But we're going to expect a little bit more out of you. The school is going to expect some more out of you. Lessons might get harder. Just school might get harder. You know, that's what we were talking about the other day. Sometimes you don't even realize a child has a learning disability until they get in junior high school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Because a lot of times they can compensate or they struggle enough just to get through it with like a C or something like that, and they're passing. You're wondering why they can't get more A's and B's. A lot of times you end up finding out around the 5th, sometimes the 5th grade, but you end up finding out around the 5th or 6th grade that they may have a learning disability. So, you know, you graduate kindergarten, you graduate 5th, they're starting to expect more. Then you got kids graduate the 8th grade and they graduate 12th. Now, if they graduate from the 6th, 7th, they just doing something. Because that's their first year. Like, you just graduated in the 5th grade. Why y'all need to give them a graduation for the 6th grade? The 6th grade is the first year of junior high. You know? That's the first year of junior high. If they graduate in the 6th grade, they'll have 3 graduations under their belt. But, you know, it's okay because it's encouraging, right? It's still encouraging. It's encouraging them to continue to go on. And I think that's what the idea about, that's kind of the premise behind it too. Just keep going, keep moving. Like we said over here, keep moving. It just encourages them to keep moving. And the graduation is kind of like the reward. Graduation is a reward. But you know, by the time you're in the 12th grade, those mindsets have started to become, they're still haven't fully developed, but reproduction wise, they can have babies. You know, the mindset starts to become more adult-like, more of I do what I want to do. Or they get in that mindset that I'm about to be able to do what I want to do. You know? So sometimes by then they don't want to even graduate. I've seen some people say, man, I didn't graduate. I told them to send me my diploma. And it's like they don't act like they even miss it. Now maybe they look back, maybe they miss it. I don't know. It's like prom. Some people, they're like, I don't even go to no prom. They're like, what good for what? Dress up, spend all that money. Some people say that they would rather have a big 16th birthday or something, 18th birthday. Some want it all, okay? Some of these kids want it all. But we about to get out of here. Because some of them, they don't even want to go to no prom. I don't blame them about that. Prom ain't nothing but all that money. You spending all that money. Take that money and have you a big 16th birthday, a sweet 16 birthday, or an 18th birthday. You spending all that money, or if you're gonna go to prom, don't be breaking the bank. Don't break the bank. Y'all remember the R words, because I'm about to get out of here, okay? Get you some rest each and every day. Take about 10 to 15 minutes. It may not be the amount of rest that you want or need, but get you something, okay? Get you some rest, relax, rest, okay? Restore, replenish. Your cup is half empty or half full, re-pour, okay? Refill it. Remember who you were, who you are, and who you would like to be. And know that only you can start making those changes. Learn about who you were in the past. Learn about who you are right now. Take current notes. And that can help you set up the model for who you want to be, okay? If you're just satisfied with who you are, great. If you want to improve, most people can stand room for improvement, right? Do that. If you are a good person, let me tell you, and you've been good most of your life, you're a blessing. Because a lot of us have done some things that we wish we could take back. We can't take it back. All we can do is pray about it, ask for forgiveness from God, from the people we may across, or just from ourselves sometimes. You got to forgive yourself sometimes, right? And keep moving. Keep moving. It's going to weigh on you sometimes. You got to learn how to, don't ignore it, but put it in its proper place. Learn techniques to put it in its proper place. Because you don't want to ignore things. When you start to ignore things, you end up becoming a power keg. Okay? So learn from them. So remember who you were, remember who you are, remember who you would like to be. Okay? Again, if the cup is half empty or half full in your eyes, re-pour, refill, replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul. And get out here and move. Take deep breaths in and out. Right? We're talking about the R words, but since we're saying replenish, we're going to go into that. Take some deep breaths in and out. Throughout the day, whenever you need to. Restore your mind, restore your body, rebuild those cells. Okay? Remember, keep moving them as much as you can. The more you move, the more synovial fluid that your synovial cavities create, and help those joints to move more fluidly. More fluidly. Okay, guys, I was talking to my neighbor. We had a little conversation. Didn't want to put her on the speaker, because you have to be mindful of stuff like that. That's why I just like, watch the legs move. There's a message in the legs moving. Watch the legs move. Watch the legs and feet move. That's what we've been saying over here, okay? Since about 2020. Watch the legs move. Look at the legs move. Get up. Be encouraged to move your legs. I do not motivate adults. I motivate young people and young adults, but I do not motivate seasoned adults, okay? Because you never know where they are with their situations, with things in their life, and it can get a little sticky. They can become a little bit too attached to you. So you have to be very, very careful of people that you don't know, strangers on the World Wide Web, okay? But anyone, you can encourage anyone to continue to do the things that they've been doing that maybe they've slacked off from doing, right? And that's what I want to do. And you can receive motivation from someone. A person can motivate you and they don't even know it, right? That's just the natural way of things. But my goal is to encourage people to do the things that they're already doing. But sometimes they get a little slack, a little lazy, a little tired. So be encouraged to keep doing whatever you're doing that's positive for you, that's beneficial and helpful for you, okay? Continue to do those things. So I'm about to get out of here, guys. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, y'all know they can be anywhere. That could be your own home. Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh, who is that? I miss Betty. Okay, y'all, I was talking to my neighbor. I didn't know what he was talking about. I was about to get ready to go off. I thought he was trying to tell me something about a dog. Oh my gosh, I was about to go off because I couldn't get a clear understanding of what he was saying. Hey, Betty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, Betty? If you're still here. But I was about to get off anyway, guys. So y'all know what it is. I wish y'all peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. And wherever chaos and negativity live together, walk together, roam together, be together, if you allow it to affect you too much, you could fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I want to prosper. I want you guys to prosper. And I will see you guys on the next Lions Pride Let's Walk and Talk original. Bye, y'all.